The Japanese Institute for Cetacean Research claims the hunt collects much-needed data about whales and the Antarctic ecosystem. Their ultimate aim is a return to what they call a sustainable whale hunt.
鯨類資源の質的量的変化と鯨類を取り巻く環境のモニタリングを行い、南極海の生態系の変化を把握し、生態系モデルを構築して、生態系の将来動向を知ることにより、鯨類資源の持続的利用に役立てることを主要な目的としております。
By classifying the hunt as research, the whalers are using a loophole in the regulations of the International Whaling Committee. The IWC banned commercial whaling in 1986. The meat from the hunt in the Southern Ocean ends up in supermarkets and restaurants across Japan. But demand is at an all-time low, and tons of whale meat are simply locked away in storage. To most Japanese people, whale meat is a food of the past.
味といっても学校給食に出ただけなんで、クジラの竜田揚げ、それぐらいですよね。あとは食べたくても現実になかなか手に入らない高級食材になってますからね。
So in the absence of solid scientific arguments and with little consumer demand, what's the real reason behind the whale hunt?
This hunt is all about a very small number of people in Japan who make a living from this and indeed who have a certain status because of the whaling operation itself. It is also about keeping the fleet afloat, keeping the skills alive, so that should there ever come a day when commercial whaling is allowed once again, Japan will be able to move in straight away.
Apart from the actions on the high seas and its lobby work in the political arena, Greenpeace is now going after the money behind the whaling. Recent research reveals that whaling is funded by a corporate network with truly global implications. The Institute of Cetacean Research is subsidized by the Japanese Fisheries Agency. With this money, the institute contracts Kyoto Senpaku to provide the whaling ships and their crew. This enterprise is in turn owned by 3 former whaling companies that have transformed themselves into seafood concerns. Of these, Nisui is the biggest. It owns or partly owns a global network of companies that includes seafood giant Gorton's in the US and Sealord in New Zealand.
We will be talking to the consumers, to our supporters. We will be showing them that when they spend their money and give it to certain companies, that a percentage of that ends up in the whalers' bank accounts.
But for the moment, defying global public opinion, whaling still continues. The Japanese Fisheries Agency has doubled its quota of minke whales to 935 animals this year. It's also announced it'll include endangered species such as fin whales and humpbacks in the hunt. Greenpeace hopes its activities can put an end to the whaling program.
We have saved whales in the Southern Ocean, and indeed because of our activities, politicians across the world from 17 governments came together, jointly called on Japan to stop the whaling and to leave the Southern Ocean immediately.
For this season, the confrontation in the Antarctic between whalers and activists has come to an end. Now the fight moves from the high seas to the high streets and continues in the political arena and in corporate boardrooms.